Hello, good evening. I'm going to talk about, if I can work out how these slides work. Oh. You go. Right, I'm going to talk about this, which is the Myers-Briggs test, and some adventures that this course needs to go on. So the Myers-Briggs test, there's sort of a set of 93 questions that you can fill out, and it'll tell you exactly what kind of personality you have. You get a sort of ranking along 4 different scales, so you find out whether you're extroverted, whether you have feelings or think about things. So it was invented by these 2 women, Catherine Briggs and Isabel Briggs Myers, their mother and daughter. I only found out today actually, I think Catherine's the mother. She actually sort of came up with this concept when she was introduced to her son-in-law for the first time, and noticed he had a different personality to the rest of their family. Apparently that was not good, so she decided to try and work it out. Based on theories of Carl Jung, who they're both fans of, then it was actually put into practice as a test during the Second World War for the first time, because women were going to work for the first time, they were trying to find ways to sort of work out what jobs a lady could do. And apparently the Myers-Briggs test helped them do that. So here's an example of a Myers-Briggs type, ESTP. Extroversion, sensing, thinking, perception. Here are some people who are apparently of this type, according to the internet. There's Churchill, Madonna, David Cameron, Hermann Goering. But also, the circle line is ESTP. And I know this because the circle line, you might think you'd be hard to judge Tube Line's personality, but they all tweet now. So the circle has tweeted thousands and thousands of times, so I took all these tweets. There's a thing online where you can put in a load of text and it will analyse it and say what the personality type of the author is. So I scraped thousands of tweets of all the tube lines, and they're all one of 2 types, almost all one of 2 types. So these lines are all ESTP, which means you're the doer, and these are ESTJ, the guardian. There's one line that isn't here, that's the Waterloo City line, which is ESFP, the performer, like Miley Cyrus. But I sort of got interested in what's different, what's wrong with the Waterloo City line, why has it got a completely different personality type to other tube lines? So I did some more looking at the tweets and going, well, it doesn't tweet as much as them, it doesn't tell us much, but it's shorter. So if you look at the number of tweets by line length, it actually tweets a lot more than the other ones. So this is how often the tube lines talk to each other. So you see in green means they talk to each other a lot more, but no, everyone really hates the Waterloo City line, they just don't talk to it. It is weird, the Waterloo City line is the only London Underground line that actually is truly an underground line. This is how they get the trains in and out of the station. They have to use a crane because it's entirely underground. It used to be a lift, but they shut it because of reasons. So this is a London Underground map from 1933, which does not have the Waterloo City line. The Waterloo City line was built in 1898, but for a long time wasn't a London Underground line. So you can see in 1987 it's there, but it's marked as a national rail line. So this, to sort of explain, let's go back to the history of it. So when it was built, basically, it's part of the London and South West Railway. And they had this problem of they had a stake there. First, you could get into London from the South West was somewhere in Vauxhall. And they finally built Waterloo Station. But even then, no one really worked near Waterloo, and they couldn't actually get to where they needed to go. So hence they put Waterloo City on. So it's just an extension of that railway. So here's a picture of some commuters when it started. But then in 1994, it finally became part of London Underground because of this twat, who at that point was selling off all the national rail lines. But it obviously seemed a bit stupid to only privatise one bit of the London Underground network. So it officially became part of London Underground. I think it was bought for £1. That's how much it cost to buy the Waterloo City line. So there it is now. It's only proper place on the map in the lovely turquoise colour that they used all the colours up. The Jubilee line, by the way, according to TfL, is silver. I'm calling bullshit on that. That is grey. So I decided to go, well, I had to go into the field and really find out like what it felt like to be on the Waterloo City line. So I went on a trip, it was the middle of the day, no one was around there. Very interesting advertising. Every single advert in the entirety of the train was for, these are Beats by Dr. Dre headphones, not just any Beats by Dr. Dre headphones, Beats Executive for Sound of First Class. Every album garage, so they know their audience. So I got a train from Waterloo to the city. Apparently this is the tunnel that gives the line's nickname the Drain. I've had it explained to you about 5 times why it's called the Drain, but I'm always drunk and forget, so I don't know. That's probably something that happened there. Okay, so I still hadn't really learned anything. So I tried to sort of take a gonzo approach and sort of, so I attempted to achieve some sort of altered state. So I did the Waterloo City Line pub crawl. It's NHS approved because you don't get very drunk, so you only go to 2 pubs. So I started the Hole in the Wall pub, this is a review. Thought it was dingy, not a place to take your missus, unless you don't like your missus, that is. Then at the other end I went to the Wetherspoons in the city because didn't want to go to expensive city pub. So I went to Crosskeys, which is bland but does have good toilets. So alcohol consumed. So by the end of it, I consumed. Well, so the blue line there is the NHS recommendation for. I think that's for either a man or a woman for your daily alcohol consumption. And so it's a very very safe pub crawl. Doesn't take very long. Costs £3.50 for drinks. Obviously, if you're on pay as you go, it'll be a bit more for your ticket. But still haven't learned very much, so I went to the library, found this is not a very good picture, but it's from an entire book about history of the building of the Waterloo City Line. It's mainly about 200 pages of Victorians arguing about corners. It's not very good. But I started to feel this whole thing might be a pointless exercise, but then the Myers-Briggs test is a fucking pointless exercise, used only by HR twats and Doctor Who mentors on the internet, apparently. So, what have we learned from this? Nothing. Look, Wikipedia. That's good. You're from there. But that's a long page of criticism about how it's the Myers-Briggs test is complete bollocks, and no actual psychologists believe in it. So I and thus you have learned nothing. So that's good.